We welcome you into this presentation of UA Volleyball on Flow College. Today the goal is simple for the host University of Chicago Maroons. Win 2 and win the regular season title. It'll start with a top 25 matchup against the Carnegie Mellon Tartans. And with that, we welcome you to the Gerald Ratner Athletics Center here for Game 2 here on Court 1. My name is Cal Friedman. Happy you're with us here on a Sunday afternoon. Looking at the UA standings entering this match, the Emory Eagles took home victory against the Rochester Yellow Jackets 3-1 earlier today, meaning the Eagles pole vault the UChicago Maroons for first place in the conference. But Chicago holds the tiebreaker. They beat Emory 3-1 when these two met back in Cleveland, and now will look for 2 home victories to wrap up a UAA regular season title. But they'll do it against the Carnegie Mellon team that has given Chicago fits throughout these two's tenures. UChicago trails the all-time series 28-22, dating back to 1994. The Tartans have won 3 of the last 5 meetings with the Maroons after Chicago took 6 matches in a row from 2018 to 2022. The Maroons are coming off a split last weekend at home, a 3-0 sweep against the Denison Big Red, and a 5-set loss against the North Park Vikings. Big news for UChicago. Dia Mishra, this team's star outside hitter, did not play against North Park, will play today. It is in the starting lineup for the Maroons. Chicago will get this game underway. Ellie Maxwell, the freshman, will serve for head coach Mitchell McPartland's team against the Carnegie Mellon team 3-2 in conference play this season. Maroons and Tartans underway here on Court 1, and a great first serve by the freshman Maxwell results in the game's first free ball. Maxwell sets up the offense, gets it to the far side. Adelie Caden, another freshman, can't get the first kill, and Carnegie Mellon works at the near side to their senior captain, Katherine Jackson. One of 3 captains in this Carnegie Mellon team, 19-6 on the season. The visitors in their road scarlet strips here this afternoon. First kill attempt for the D1 transfer, Caroline Seeley, does not pay off. And a first kill for Bella Woodard, a senior who has been emerging heavily in this CMU unit, makes it 2-0 Tartans. She is having a career year. Needs 5 more blocks to set her career high in blocks for the senior from Houston. First service error of the afternoon gets the Maroons on the board. UChicago 10-10 on the season, but 4-1 in conference play. Their only loss against NYU back in the first UAA. Back-to-back service errors from these two respective sides, and CMU leads it 3-1. Carnegie Mellon split the last UAA round robin. They swept the University of Rochester in straight sets and lost to who was then number 10 Wash U in 4 sets. Maxwell near side, snuck down by Olivia Zamis. Well, this is a Maroons team that's got 3 key freshmen that you're going to hear all afternoon. And Zamis, who's been playing in the middle this season, has been crucial. Claudia Barbarossa with her first serve, one of the senior captains for this Chicago team. Kept up by Adelie Caden. Mishra's first kill attempt is denied. Kai Herkenrother gets the first block for the Tartans. Herkenrother, 6 foot in the middle from Pittsburgh, the team's respective hometown recruits out of Hampton High School. Naya Tumala, who's become one of these team's star servers, gets the serve there. And Adelaide just missed it. 5-2 Tartans here early in set 1. Tumala Jr. from Los Angeles, California. Head coach Ann Bach mentioned to me earlier this week that she can hit the edges very well when she serves. She fires to the near side edge, but too much on it. So right there, you can get a taste of where she can serve. Coach Bach mentioned to me earlier this week that her serves can touch north of 40 miles per hour. Ann Bach, in her 7th season as head coach with the Tartans, has led the team to the last 3 NCAA tournaments. Tumala sets to the far side, and the deft touch gets through from Herkenrother. senior captain, who's hitting .296 this season, which is the third best of any UAA player here in 2025. Tartans by 3. Work to the near side. Cross-court kill, perfect for Gabby Spellings. Creeping it through the Carnegie Mellon front row. She's coming off a stat-stuffing day against North Park last week. 6 kills, 3 blocks, and 3 digs for a sophomore who has emerged into a key piece for Mitchell McPartland's team. Katherine Jackson earns her 2nd kill. Senior out of Davie, Florida, who was phenomenal in the first UAA round robin in Atlanta a month ago in September. Picked up a double-double in the first UAA game, a win over NYU. Mishra, too far wide. Chicago immediately trying to spread out this Carnegie Mellon group that is very tight-knit defensively. Kept up by Caden. She'll get the 2nd bite and score. Just too far wide, though. Ooh, I thought it hit the back right corner. And our referee, Sigwe Robinson, veers that it goes the other way. Hands it back to Zoe Gavros to serve for the Tartans. It's a good one, straight to her fellow libero, Claudio Barbarossa. Marangon couldn't get her kill to go, and it's a free ball over. Gavros, Tumala, right in front. From the back row, it's Mishra who keeps this going. Spellings slams it home. Great job by UChicago to stick with it and break the serves from Gavros. And Spellings will get the chance to serve. Mitchell McPartland told me last week that this is a team whose middles have worked very well over the last couple of weeks. There's another. Olivia Zamis poking it to the far side and earning another points for the Maroons. Team that feels very good with where they're at from their middles. Gavros sends it high in the air. Tumala sets, and Jackson punishes it off. Carnegie Mellon is feeding their senior captain here early. Someone who had a very good year a season ago. 3rd on the team in kills, also north of 70 digs. So someone who can do a little bit of everything in the front row. Mishra puts it in front for Zamis. She got the touch. And Olivia Zamis is having a great first set. She's been great in conference play this season. 36 kills over these 5 conference games for UChicago. And had 12 in a 5-set win over then number 5 Wash U back in Atlanta. 2nd setter Melissa Gins entered the game, helped set up the kill for Jackson. This is a Carnegie Mellon team that's got 2 very good setters. Tumala's got the experience, but Melissa Gin has provided some spark as a freshman to this team. Jackson serves. High up in the air by the libero Kennedy Chung. Mishra poked up in the air by Jin. 2nd kill attempt. Zamis couldn't quite get it over. A mix of great defense by Juliana McFarland and the net earned the Tartans another point. McFarland is a name we should be calling all afternoon. Number 6 in scarlet today. Maxwell tried it for the back row. Katherine Jackson keeps it going. And the Tartans earn another point. Maxwell touched the net. Juliana McFarland with the block there. Someone who leads the UAA in blocks per set in these conference tournaments. Forces UChicago to eat their first time out. The Tartans lead by 6 here on court 2. Give you a little update on how these 2 teams have been across this season. Carnegie Mellon's been one of the standout stories, as they usually are, in the UAA. They have made the NCAA tournament every season besides the 2021 year since 2013. They're coming off a great weekend. Had a couple of 5-set victories and then a 3-set sweep against Point Park earlier this week. Neha Tumala and Kate Jean, who we've yet to see today, swept the conference's weekly honors. Tumala won the Defensive Player of the Week honors. passing 150 career aces last Saturday, while Zhang won Offensive Player of the Week after she had 2 double-doubles and a 5-ace performance against number 18, Marietta. A match that Kate Bach told me earlier this week was a very good testing point for this team. The Carnegie Mellon team that feels very comfortable with where they're at, both on and off the court. Coach Bach told me it's a very dry humor team, but they're at their best when they take things lightly. We've gotten off to a 6-point advantage here in set 1 with Kate Jackson serving. Maxwell bumps it to the far side. Kaden, just too far. We'll see how Chicago can counter this heavy presence in front from Carnegie Mellon. Team that is second in the conference in digs per set. Service error on Jackson. Natalie Kaden will serve. 16 kills a weekend ago in the UChicago Triangular against Denison and North Park. Firm kill by Woodard. Look at how high she just got. Senior from Houston, Texas, and a very good club volleyball player. Mishra, high dig in the air. It's a free ball over. Pounced upon by Kate Jown. There's the reigning Offensive Player of the Week, making her presence felt here in set 1. McFarland serving with her team up 8. Great sprawling dig by Mishra. And wide by Seeley. Chicago unable to climb some momentum back after that timeout by fifth-year head coach Mitchell McPartland. Mishra high up in the air. Maxwell sets it down for Samus. Denied by Herkenrower. The senior stuffs it out in front, and that is an exclamation point for Carnegie Mellon. Kai Herkenrother out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. One of this team's top players across the board this season. Mishra tried to find the soft spot. Free ball for Zamis. Double dig by the Tartans. They're playing some excellent defense here in set 1. Free ball over by Zamis. Lynn sets to the near side, and it's wide by Herkenrother. But even just credit to what Carnegie Mellon did to deny Mishra's kill attempt, not once but twice. Claudio Barbarossa sends this one to the back row and earns an ace for the Maroons. Miscommunication from the Tartans, and it works perfectly for the senior captain. Out of Saratoga, California, who saves her best for big games. And today is a day where Maroons need her to be her best. Another kill for Bella Woodard. That's her third here in set 1. Claudia Barbarossa, 6 games this season with 10 or more digs, 4 of which have come against the AVCA's top 10 for a Maroons team that has played an impeccable strength of schedule this season. Maxwell set it down. Spelling's denied. Jackson, rather soft to the back row. Barbarossa finds Mishra. Yes, ma'am. Dia Mishra, one of the conference's top outside hitters, gets it done for Chicago. Chicago 10-10 on the season, but the Maroons have played 8 ranked opponents this season. Today is their 9th. They're 3-5. All 3 of those wins are against the AVCA's top 10. Miss hit by Herkenrother, and the point goes to the hosts. Haven't seen too many attacking errors against CMU so far today. But it's a Chicago team that started this year with inexperience. We touched on some of the freshmen that we'll see this afternoon. But as the year has grown on, they've become more and more comfortable with the team they've got. Herkenrother sneaks it through. Great instincts from the senior there. Couple of batted balls over the net, and the middle blocker was able to squeeze it to the right underneath the Toledo Marangon. 8-point advantage for the number 25 Tartans. Marangon smacks it home. The junior from Brazil gets her first kill of the day. Someone that Coach McPartland describes as one of this team's best all-around volleyball players. Someone who's got a very wide skill set. She hands it off to Dia Mishra to serve. Spins right to the libero Gavros. To the far side, excellent dig. Mishra at the back row. Trying to set up her offense, Caton denied. Free ball over by Spellings. Jackson. Mishra down to two knees to keep it going. Best back and forth rally we've had here in set one. Mishra somehow keeps it up, and the Maroons get a free ball over. Spike to the back row. Excellently done by Tumala. Both teams with key chances toward a vital point late in set one. And Nea Tumala caught the Maroons at the front of the net, spiked it to the backside with two hands, and earns a precious point for Carnegie Mellon. They're 4 points away from victory here in set one. Happy you're with us on Flow College. Nea Tumala ended what was the best rally we'd seen here in set one with a two-handed lob over the entire Maroons defense. Carnegie Mellon's 4 points away from taking set one. Set by Hillary Chung, finished by Gabby Spellings. That's exactly what UChicago needed on that last time out. Gabby Spellings, who won Defensive Player of the Week in the UAA earlier this month. She has come along in her sophomore year and become one of the standouts for Chicago. She's serving with her team down 7, and unfortunately for her, it's right back down to an 8-point deficit. But Tumala, who got that kill, hails from Hollywood, Los Angeles, California, and she had some kind of Hollywood script in her high school years at Harvard Westlake. She hands off to the setter Melissa Jin to serve, one that catches the Maroons off guard and earns Carnegie Mellon a precious ace. They're second here in set one. Jin into the back row, received by Adelie Caden. Gets the return, kept up by the server. Jackson. She's had a heck of a first set so far. Can't add to her kill tally. Scrum for at the front. Zamis pushes it to the far side. Caden keeps it up after her attack attempt was denied. Receives it again. Got a touch from the Carnegie Mellon front row to take some momentum off of it. Zamis spikes it. Sliding dig. We're going all over the place here in this rally. Zamis straight to Gavros. Tartan set their offense up. Kennedy Chung keeps it going. The libero for UChicago. Marangon sweeping low Kate down and finished by McFarland. If you don't like that, you don't like UAA volleyball. Fantastic from both teams, but the Tartans earn the points. And it's set point Carnegie Mellon, trying to get out of the front foot against the UAA hosts. Chung into the middle. Two-handed over and punched by Jin, who was on her back foot. It results in a free ball that goes wide, and Carnegie Mellon claims the first set. UChicago bench laid on, and the Tartans bounce back to win it 25-14 and claim the opening set by 11 here on Flow College. Compelling first set win for Carnegie Mellon, 25-14, using an early start to cruise by the hosts, UChicago. Cal Friedman here for Flow College. Carnegie Mellon looking for their 20th win of the season for one of the UAA's finest on the volleyball court. This team has made the tournament in every season under head coach Ann Bach, bar 2021, which was the first year out of COVID. And Ann Bach, who joined the Mellons, or should be join the Tartans, excuse me, as an assistant coach, helped this team to 4 separate tournaments as an assistant coach, and has picked it up right where she has left off since taking the reins as head coach, leading the team to the last 3 NCAA tournaments, and is looking to make it 4 here in her 7th season at the helm. Melissa Jin, the freshman setter, will get us going here in set 2. Carnegie Mellon taking the first set by 11. Serve receive was strong for Chicago in the opening set. We'll see if they can transition that into some offense. They get the side out. Caroline Seeley gets the first point of set 2. A grad transfer from Clemson in Division I. Legendary head coach over in Clemson, Jackie Kerr, says she just loves the game. Free ball miss hit by Spellings to even this one up. She mentioned she truly loves to learn and grow, and she has turned into one of the key pieces for this Chicago team, a very consistent 6-kill-per-game player from the outside. Mishra flings it high up in the air to Maxwell. Seeley, cross the court, punishes the Tartans. Right on cue, they get the Clemson transfer involved, and she gives the Maroons a 2-1 lead. She'll be used in the back row a few times as well, but she's starting to have her best spell as a Maroon, coming off a career-high 11 kills against North Park a weekend ago. Jin sends it to the middle, kept up by another freshman at Ellie. How about that force from Mishra? That is the presence Chicago was missing against North Park last weekend. Did not play in the second game of that triangular, went to a 5th set, and the Vikings took it 15-9. Kept up by Gavros. Flicked forward in the middle by McFarland. And a sloppy rally goes the way of the Tartans. Chicago got off to a great start against North Park. They won the first set 25-15 off some great work from their middles, but couldn't carry it through as the Vikings won the 4th set by 3 and then took that aforementioned 5th set. Mishra palms it towards the back line, and Woodard with another kill to tie this one up. Bella Woodard with her 4th of the afternoon. Someone who was awesome against the Maroons a year ago. These two teams met in the 2024 UAA tournament. She had a joint team high 12 kills. Two teams that have traded wins back and forth over their historic rivalry, which dates all the way back to the mid-1990s. Dia Mishra serving with Chicago up by 1. Into the net to tie us right back up. These two teams flipped their results last year. Carnegie Mellon won the game in the regular season. Chicago got the better in the UAA tournament. Too much from Tumala. Someone who's a normal standout server commits her 2nd error of the day. Slow start here to set 2. See if Chicago can take advantage with Gabby Spellings. Two-handed up into the air. Not enough pace from Sophie Pan that time. Mishra to her knees to keep it going. Chung sets. Zamis scores. Great offense from Chicago there. Hillary Chung, the grad student, did so well to set it for her freshman. Team that's got plenty of experience, plenty of underclassmen to look forward to in the future as well. Spellings, the sophomore, keeps it going. Chung for Marangon. Now Chicago's finding its rhythm. Talina Marangon, one of this team's top attackers this season, who averages north of a kill per set. 3-point advantage for the Maroons. Gavros, Tumala. Great keep up by Hillary Chung. Back row. Yes, ma'am. Catherine Jackson. Her 5th kill already this afternoon. Senior out of Davie, Florida. Region rich with volleyball talent. Great touch by Chung. Excellent attack by Marangon. These are two of the top players for UChicago. Chung wearing 6, Marangon wearing 4. Marangon, who had 18 kills at the triangular last weekend. Maxwell, who got this game started with a good serve. Gavros reacted well, and Katherine Jackson is having one of those days. Consecutive kills for the senior captain. She's total as much as 14 this season, which came in a UAA round robin against Case Western Reserve in Atlanta. Maxwell flings it near side. Caden couldn't keep it down. That's Kennedy Chung, the libero, with the dig. Free ball, Chicago doing everything they can to keep it going. Tumala, and a miss hit by Jackson. That was a really nice set by Tumala, a reverse set to the far side. And with how well Katherine Jackson's been playing, even she was surprised that she couldn't find good contact to it. Caden, heavy flick up in the air by Drown. Jackson, how about that dig by Chung? Mishra rises highest. She'll get another chance. And it's a side out for Carnegie Mellon. Great net front defense by McFarland. We touched on some of those last UAA round robins. McFarland leads the conference in hitting percentage and blocks per set in conference games this season. And she just helped get another one there. Tartan's down by 2. Back row kill, got a touch. And the Maroons restore their 3-point lead through Adelie Caden. Someone who tied a season high with 14 digs last time out against North Park. Doing it from the front row there. Too much for McFarland's. Carnegie Mellon won the first set 25-14. They led all throughout, and Chicago has had the advantage for the majority of this set too. Woodard, flicked up in the air by Maxwell from the back row. How about that flick from Dia Mishra? Normally we're used to talking about her power on kill attempts. That time she just lobs it over the Tartans defense. Timeout Carnegie Mellon. The Maroons have the edge here in set 2. 12-7 here on Flow College. 12-7 UChicago against the number 25 Carnegie Mellon Tartans here in set 2. I talked about how this UChicago team has played against ranked opponents this season. 3-5, but 3 top 10 victories for the host Maroons. Claudia Barbarossa serving for the hosts. Kept up in the air by Ellie Maxwell. Barbarossa, reverse set. Mishra couldn't polish that one off. Katherine Jackson, another kill for the senior. She has been nothing short of spectacular this afternoon. The match-leading 8th kill for Jackson. And now she'll get the chance to serve. And into the front netting. When I talked with Mitchell McPartland, the 5th-year head coach for UChicago last week, about the challenges his team has faced, and he mentioned that he got this team into a very good rhythm. Chicago knocked off number 8 Hope College earlier this season and said that game really helped spark our belief that we can hang with these tough teams. McFarland smokes it home. When you play the best, you have to come with your best. And a free ball over right there from the Maroons back line made it easy for the Tartans middle blocker. 4 in the back row to defend against McFarland's. Bumped left by Caden. She gets the return and into the netting. Well, McPartland told me last week there was an intimidation factor, but that win over Hope inspired. And he said our team really believes that we can beat these very good opponents, and they have played plenty. Couple of sloppy serves from the Tartans here in set 2. UChicago 4-1 in UAA conference play this season. With 2 wins today, would be tied with Emory for first in the conference. The Maroons did beat the Eagles earlier this season. UAA round 2. Bella Woodard with another kill. Her 5th of the day. It's been very efficient hitting from the Tartans so far. They're hitting north of 350 after that last kill. Woodard has her 5th. Tumula serves. Armed up towards Kennedy Chung. Too much from Marangon. Well, Mitchell McPartland told me last week we're playing at a higher level against any opponent for a longer time after that last UAA round robin where the Chicago beat number 6 Emory and then swept Brandeis. Carnegie Mellon's growing back into set 2. It was 12-7 last time out, making a 6-2 run for the Tartans. Reigning Defensive Player of the Week in the UAA, Tumula serves. Set for Spellings, got a deflection in front, and it benefits the Maroons. Wrong footing Jackson in the back row, and a precious point for the Maroons as they're trying to snap momentum. Spellings will serve, sophomore from Texas. It's a good cross-court serve, hit high up in the air by Jown. She gets the return, and frantically just has to two-hand it over. Free ball, Mishra, Chung, backside to Marangon. That is perfect offense by Chicago, taking advantage on the free ball. And the junior Talita Marangon makes it a 3-point advantage. Same sort of serve right there. Got straight to Jown, and it's finished in front by Herkenrother. Well, we saw a few sloppy serves, and now we're seeing these two teams' offenses hum at their peaks. Jown to the back row. Mishra high up. Chung. Zamis couldn't knock that one down. Zoe Gavros, the libero, flings it up in the air. And that one deceived the libero, Kennedy Chung, for an impressive kill for the Tartans. Chung broke on that ball early, tried to reach back with her left hand and couldn't keep it up high enough. And a service error by Jown. A set 2 you feel that UChicago simply has to have with how efficient Carnegie Mellon has played today. Hitting .375 as a team and leading most of the metrics here in this match. So an opportunity for Chicago to level the scales here. Flicked up by Ellie Maxwell. Libero sets. Good defense to deny Celia of her third kill. Maxwell, near side, Caden. Flicked up by Katherine Jackson, who's done everything here in this match. How about that force from Jown? Flinging it onto court 1 and bringing this one within 1. Other match going on here in the main gym. Case Western Reserve leads NYU 1-0. But the Violets have gotten off to a great start in set 2, leading by 8. Zamis denied. Juliana McFarland's the master of blocks for this Tartans team. 84 blocks coming into today. She is a force to be reckoned with wherever she is, which is usually right in the middle of that front row, but we've seen her drop and do some digging so far today. Mishra kept up in the air by McFarland. Free ball over. Gavros sets. Jackson kills. Carnegie Mellon takes advantage of the free ball and has come all the way back here in set 2. We're going to have a thrilling end to this one. The number 25 Tartans narrowly in front as it stands. We talk about this Carnegie Mellon team year in, year out being one of the forces in this conference, along with the Wash U Bears and the Emory Eagles, but they have been learning little by little here in this season. And after they were left a little disappointed in the last UAA round robin in Cleveland, they beat Rochester, took care of business there, but lost in a surprising 4 sets against Wash U. Head coach Ann Bach told me earlier this week that game taught them a lot. She thought the team underperformed, and they were able to point out a lot of areas, both in film and in practice, they could do better in, and they have flipped the script since then. 3 straight victories, including 2 5-set wins over Muskingum and number 18, Marietta. She mentioned on some of these 5-set games that last weekend was a grind, but Carnegie Mellon did the hard things well. They passed and served excellently, and that's what got them through. And the way that they have passed here in set 2 has allowed them to flip the script. And what seemed like a very good start for UChicago, and it was here in this second set, has turned into a Tartans advantage. Zoe Gavros will serve. Someone who played a phenomenal match earlier this season against number 7 MIT against her sister, Daphne Gavros, who was playing on the other side for the Engineers. Denied in front by McFarland. The Maroons keep it going. Caden. Great receive by Tumala just to get something on it, and it's punished by Schlemmer. Carnegie Mellon's getting everyone involved here late in set 2. We talk about the strength of schedule Chicago's had. Carnegie Mellon does not shy away from tough opponents either, as Gavros hits the net on her second serve. But that was a fun match between the Gavros sisters, both of which posted 20 digs in that game. MIT did win it. Daphne had 27. Zoe had 22 in that game. Sure, that was a household divided. That was a kill divided by Seeley. Big one for UChicago as they knock this back at 19. Who is going to rise late here in the stages of set 2? Who is going to be the big character in what is a crucial second set between two of the UAA's top teams? Mishra couldn't get that free ball down. Free ball for UChicago to take advantage. Maxwell, mishit by Zamis. It was just too high for the freshman, and Carnegie Mellon claims a crucial point. Melissa Jin serving. Bumped by Mishra. Seeley stuffed. Catherine Jackson. She has been the star of the show for Carnegie Mellon today. Her second block. She's also leading the team in kills this afternoon. Tartans took the first set by 11. It's been much closer here in set 2. Mishra goes across the court for Seeley. Miscommunication, but it works okay for Carnegie Mellon. Woodard, high in the air towards the Maroons bench. Maxwell did well to fling it back into the middle. There's a free ball in the middle, and we're going to have to stop play. Stray volleyball entered in from the respective NYU Case Western Reserve game going on simultaneously at the back of your screen. It's happened a few times today, and whenever it happens, these referees have come together and said, we're just going to have to stop and reset the rally. Zamis, flicked up by Woodard. Jackson. Great response by Kennedy Chung in the back row, and it's a free ball over. Gavros, Jin, backside Woodard, too far behind her. That's an opportunity that Ann Bach will kick herself for on the sidelines. One that usually her team takes advantage over. Barbarossa tried to catch Carnegie Mellon napping. How about that response? But a whistle goes, and a violation was committed. That is a heartbreaker for the Tartans, because they did so well to respond to a quickly taken serve by Barbarossa. But we're tied at 21. Jin, Jackson. Kept alive in the back row. Jin sets again, and McFarland finishes. Chance of Juliana from the Tartans bench, rejoicing their senior middle blocker. Too much. Wrong time for a service error for Carnegie Mellon. Mitchell McPartland will shuffle the dice. He'll bring Hillary Chung back into the fold. She'll serve. The tie set late in here, set 2. Jackson just beats it from the back row in. Barbarossa sets. Mishra! The team's leader in kills this season, coming up on 300 on the year, earns an important one late in set 2. Chicago's got the narrow edge, but it's still anybody's set here on court 2. One of Chicago's senior captains just came up with the biggest kill of the match for the Maroons. Dia Mishra, who's coming off missing last game against North Park, with a really nice side out on our near side. And the Maroons are trying to even this match up at one set apiece. We've got the advantage serving right now through Hillary Chung. The Maroons team that averages north of 2 service aces per set. What a time it could be for one here. Jackson boots it over. Barbarossa. Chung. Marangon stuffed. McFarland's. She's got the magic touch. How important is that for Carnegie Mellon on a free ball for UChicago? The middle blocker comes up with more brilliance. Logan Devereaux hits the net and presents the Maroons with set point. 11th service error against Carnegie Mellon this afternoon. And Dia Mishra has the opportunity to finish what she started. Captain will serve with her team in need of a point here. Gavros backs up on it. Jin sets. Woodard. Chung. Barbarossa. Marangon to finish it. High in the air. Chung. Barbarossa. Near side. Caden. It's frantic all over, and it's out from Jackson, and the Maroons notch it level at 1. Adelie Caden, the freshman, had the important spike to put the Tartans on the back row, and Catherine Jackson, who has been so good this afternoon, couldn't keep it in play. What an outstanding second set, and it ends with these two heavyweights tied up at 1 here on Flow College. Level at 1 between the UChicago Maroons and number 25, Carnegie Mellon Tartans. So we're midway through round robin 3 here at the UAA from Gerald Ratner Athletic Center here on the University of Chicago. Recapping some earlier results today, the Emory Eagles bent but did not break against the Rochester Yellow Jackets, despite the teams tied after set 2. The number 12 Eagles took down the Yellow Jackets 3-1. And over on court 1, it was a dominant display from the number 13 WashU Bears. A compelling 3-set victory over the Brandeis Judges. 3 games in action here from the Ratner Athletic Center. All available on Flow College right now. Chicago won the second set 25-23. They'll serve, trying to flip the script. Hillary Chung gets us going again. Got the benefit from the net, but it's responded on well by Juliana McFarland. She had a heck of an end to set 2 and keeps the momentum going as we enter set 3. 5 block assists already for McFarland. Into the back row and a service ace for the Tartans. That's their other standout this afternoon. Catherine Jackson getting it done. 12 points already for Jackson today. 2 aces and 9 kills for the senior captain. Barbarossa 180s this one into the middle, and it results in a free ball for Carnegie Mellon. Jin reverse sets for Jackson. All the way back over the net. Jin again for McFarland's. That gets down. No, it stays up. And now, Sinkley Robinson is going to award the points to Carnegie Mellon. I thought the kill from McFarland found the floor. It was a heck of an effort by Barbarossa to get that low. Jackson put too much on it. And Chicago's on the board here in set 3. Maroons 4-1 in the UAA this season. Carnegie Mellon 3-2. They are one of 4 teams that entered today with a 3-2 conference record. Which shows you how good this conference has been this season. Dia Mishra sends it to the back row on the serve. Jin. Work for John. We haven't called her name enough this afternoon. With an exclamation point inserting herself into set 3. Rating Offensive Player of the Week. Joined from Wellesley a season ago and has fit in perfectly to this Carnegie Mellon unit. Bumped by Caden. She gets the return from Chung and scores. Someone who has exploded over her last couple of matches, becoming an offensive force for this Maroons team. Trying to wrap up a UAA regular season title today. That's going to be too many touches. Elizabeth Schlemmer will get credit for the kill. You talk about what Caden has done. She only had 3 kills in her first 5 games and really turned it around in non-conference play over a 2-game span. Had 31 kills against IIT and number 8 Hope, which was the match that sort of turned the season for UChicago when I talked with head coach Mitchell McPartland the other week. Woodard denied. Olivia Zamis swats it. A team that has come a long way with some of their middles this season. Chicago's lost out on a lot of experience, graduating a couple of star players in the middle a year ago. They have got some players to keep your eye on for years to come in the UAA. Kennedy Chung with the dig. Caden, high in the air by Tumala. Carnegie Mellon can't keep it going. Adelie Katie. She's had 5 double-digit kill games this year. And she's starting to climb towards it here today. 4th kill today for Caden. John, flinged up by Mishra. Caden again. Trying to tip it through the block. None of that weak stuff in front of working thrower. Kai Herkenthrower had a great set 1. She charged the Tartans to a 25-14 lead. Something they couldn't maintain throughout set 2. They're trying to reestablish here in set 3. Tumala sets far side for Jackson. That had too much mustard on it. Back and forth start to set 3 between 2 teams that favor themselves as UAA tournament favorites. And a service error by UChicago. The UAA tournament starts off in mid-November. It is going to be anybody's race once you get to postseason play. You got 4 or 5 serious postseason contenders in a conference of 8. Chung flicks it for Maxwell. Back for Mishra. Smoked home. Sheer brilliance from Mishra. One of the hardest spikes we will see all day here at the Rat. It's the reason why she leads this team in kills. Her tape shows up. Jackson, high in the air by Barbarossa. They can't keep it going. 10th kill of the afternoon for Katherine Jackson. The way she is playing, she is going to pass her season high easily. 14 kills her season high back in UAA round 1 in Atlanta against Case Western Reserve. Service error. Seen a couple of those here early in set 3. 8-7 Tartans. That'll bring Hillary Chung back into the fold. Very good on and off the class. On and off the court. She's brilliant in the classroom. And she's showing her brilliance on the court right now. Picking up an ace and tying up set 3. Someone who graduated summa cum laude a year ago and is pursuing her management masters here at the University of Chicago. Barbarossa keeps it going with an impeccable dig. Marangon knocks it down. And now the pendulum swinging to the hosts. Talina Marangon picks up her 5th kill of the afternoon. Someone that UChicago needs to be at her best. Chung again. Her 2nd ace of this set. That's another great serve. We are watching a master work right now. Schlemmer keeps it going. Jackson put too much on it. And Anbach will ask for time. Two stellar experienced players are flinging it forwards for Chicago. Excellent serves by Hillary Chung and brilliant kills from Dia Mishra have the Maroons ahead by 3 here in set 3. (11-8) UChicago in what is a very important set 3 here from Gerald Ratner Athletic Center. Great serve by Kennedy Chung, who has been on it here in this third set. She sets. Spellings can't finish it off. McFarland's does. Well, that's exactly the momentum flipper that the visitors needed. Get it to their star middle blocker and let her flip the script. Jackson to the back row, mishit by Caden, and she's just going to have to lob this one over. Jackson, Jin, punished down by Schlemmer. Right out of that timeout by Ann Bach, this team is rolling. And you could hear all around fans of these universities from all across the country coming into full voice in the final UAA round robin of the regular season. Carnegie Mellon's come back to tie this one up. Case Western Reserve and NYU are in a battle on court 1. That is also tied up at 1 set apiece. They're earlier into the third set. High in the air. Chung sets it for Marangon. McFarland's. She's a woman possessed in front of the net. Her 7th block of this game. It's just masterful watching her in the middle right now. High bump in the air, free ball. Schlemmer couldn't take advantage. Mishra to the back row. Caden, way too much. And this game has done a 180 off the backs of Juliana McFarland's. Mitchell McPartland asks for time. This middle blocker, who's been the best player at the UAAs this season, is coming up with more individual brilliance. Carnegie Mellon in front on Flow College. Well-played volleyball match throughout. Carnegie Mellon dominated the first set. UChicago roared back to tie the second set. Both these teams have traded blows here early in set 3. Gabby Spellings gets an opportunity in front. How about the reaction by Carnegie Mellon? They all sat back and are able to key up Juliana McFarland again. 7 kills, 6 blocks today for McFarland. And a service error by Jackson. I was 1 block too many, and what I had shouted out earlier, but the way that she is blocked, I don't think you can blame me. I'm having fun watching this game. 2 excellent teams at the top of the UAA standings. Dia Mishra earns the ace for Chicago. And they're within 1. Chicago entered today tied for first in the conference with Emory. Carnegie Mellon entered in a 4-way tie for third. Just a bundle of teams at 3 and 2 in the conference. Gavros sets up Jin. She flings it to the far side. Claudia Barbarossa, one of the captains, keeps this going. Another swan in front by McFarland's. This is a much more frantic rally. Gavros sends it to the near side. We're still going. Jackson. Marangon for Caden. Misreceived by Jackson. And a free ball over. Mishra. Chung. Spellings uses the net to her advantage. It's a 3-0 run for the Maroons to notch up set 3. Mitchell McFarland immediately calling over one of the referees, saying he wanted a violation earlier in that set. His team does still earn the points. Mishra flings it to Gavros, and immediately a stray ball has entered play. For those just tuning in on Flow College, we have 3 games going on simultaneously, 2 of which here in the main gym. In a situation where a ball enters the court, referees came together today, talked it out earlier. Anytime a ball from another game enters, the rally will be immediately halted. We'll be right back to square one. It's certainly a unique way that I've seen volleyball played out this season. But these 8 teams in this uber competitive conference have made it work. Mishra continues serving for Chicago. Jin reverse set, nobody was ready for it. Too many touches, and the Maroons lead by 2. Miscommunication between Jin and McFarland, and just wrong-footed the potential attacker. That one rolled over the net, almost worked for Chicago. Jin did well to anticipate and set up a key attack for Carnegie Mellon. Kate Zhao earns the kill. That one ricocheted a couple times off the net. You just never know where they're going to land. But the freshman, knowing where to be on the court with a good dig, Carnegie Mellon turn it into points. Barbarossa for Chung. Reverse set for Spellings. Excellent dig by Zhao. She's starting to make an impact here in set 3. Number 18 in Scarlet. Marangon stuffed. Chung sets again for Marangon. Flicks it into the back row. Pinpoint accuracy from Marangon. (17-15) Maroons. Trying to take these consecutive sets and earn an advantage here in this match. Jin, reverse set Schlemmer, sneaks it underneath of Mishra. Elizabeth Schlemmer, who had a team-high 11 kills in the last UA and a win over Rochester, and a 2-time conference honoree as a freshman and a sophomore. Trying to do the same in her senior year. Mishra flings it behind her back. It's set up for Kaden. Good dig by Gavros, but it's right in front, and Marangon pounces. Talina Marangon is showing her volleyball IQ. She's been in the right place all set long and is up to a team-high 7 kills. Maxwell serves. It was a low one. That right got over the net. Down. Did it get a touch? No, it did not. Immediately, Carnegie Mellon appealed to Sinqui Robinson that he wanted a touch. And Ann Bach is signaling for time and is not getting it. She really wanted the touch there. Reverse set Woodard. Excellent dig. Mishra keeps it going. And the Maroons earn another side out from Kaden. All the momentum has gone to UChicago late. And Ann Bach gets time. UChicago is feeling themselves here late in set 3. Trying to earn a 2-1 advantage here on Flow College. Chicago by 4 as we continue on in set 3. A couple of key kills by the junior Talita Marangon have propelled the Maroons ahead against the number 25 Carnegie Mellon Tartans. Ellie Maxwell gets us rolling again. Bella Woodard flicks it into the middle. Good communication by Chicago. And a good rejection by Woodard. Keeping Adelie Caton out and giving the Tartans a lifeline. CMU now down 3. Chung straight up in the air. From the back row, Mishra. Bullseye. Finding the soft spot in the middle. How well done is that from this team's kill leader on the season? Kaden, too much. She had the right idea, trying to go into the back row across the court. Carnegie Mellon wisely just let it roll. We're trading points here late in set 3. Mishra for Maxwell and Zamis. Tic-tac-toe for Chicago. Olivia Zamis has surpassed 100 kills in her freshman year here this afternoon. Came in today with 97. Tumala. Excellently done by McFarland, who has been the girl to watch here in set 3 for the Tartans. She's coming up on a kill block double-double. 7 kills and 6 blocks, including 1 solo. Bad time for a service error from Jin. A rookie mistake late in set 3 from the freshman. UChicago entered today 4-1 in UAA play. They've dropped down to second after the Emory win earlier. We move back into a tie for first with a win here. So we exchange service errors late, and it's still anybody's set. Now is the time for Carnegie Mellon to go on a run. And it'll be their senior captain, Catherine Jackson, to spark it from the service line. High dig, free ball, excellent defense by Chung. McFarland's kept alive again by Chung. Mishra, high, Jackson keeps it going. Far side, John, too much force. A venomous swat down from the reigning offensive player of the week. Tartans within 2. Did that hit the back row? Just too much from Jackson. This game can be separated by inches, and a few inches have gifted the Maroons set point. Dia Mishra will serve. Looking for her first ace on the afternoon. Instead, commits a vital error. These last 2 sets have been separated by a hair. Maroons won set 2, 25-23. Juliana McFarland. Into the net. Maroons take the lead. 2 bad times for a service error for the Tartans. And UChicago has a 2-1 advantage as we flip to set 4. If this set goes anything like these last 2 sets, you do not want to touch that dial. You want to keep it locked here on Court 1 here on Flow College. Welcome back here to the Ratner Athletics Center. We're ready to begin set 4. Carnegie Mellon dominated the opening set. The number 25 Tartans cruised ahead to a 25-14 edge. And it seemed as though the Tartans were going to have their way, but these last 2 sets have been back and forth, fiercely fought for, and UChicago has won both. 25-23 in set 2, 25-22 in set 3. And the Maroons are 25 points away from a crucial top 25 victory. But it'll be the Tartans to serve to start off set 4. 2 teams that have gotten great net front presences. Hillary Chung for UChicago has been brilliant. 14 assists and 12 digs for a double-double in just 3 sets. Meanwhile, Juliana McFarland with 8 kills and 6 blocks for Carnegie Mellon. Jin sends to the back row, and we're off and running here in set 4. Dia Mishra, venomous. There was some bite in that kill. Oh my. How high she got up and how hard she hit it. One of the plays of the day here in this UAA round robin. 8 teams in this conference, all in action simultaneously. We started earlier today at 10 in the morning Central Time. Mishra! She wants this bad. You are seeing number 1 come to life early here in set 4. One of this conference's deadliest attackers. Coming up on 300 kills this season. Jackson, her first attack attempt snuffed out. Mishra again. 300 kills. 7 on the afternoon. 100 times 3 for the senior. And 3 straight kills to open up set 4. She is taking over this match, providing some defense in there as well. Catherine Jackson trying to flip the momentum, but dug out by Barbarossa. Spellings, yes ma'am. One of the best runs we've seen the Maroons go on, and Anbach asks for time immediately. Dia Mishra has eclipsed the 300 kill totem this season, and she's got her team up ahead early here in set 4. Anbach burning one of her 2 timeouts within moments of this set 4 getting underway. McFarland trying to restore momentum for Carnegie Mellon. Kept up by Chung. Maringon sweeping low John at the back row. He's been a heavy part of this team's defensive work. And Catherine Jackson, who's been this team's best attacker, earns them their first point. 11 kills on the afternoon for Jackson, which leads the Tartans. And she'll check out in place of Catherine Marshall to serve. 3 aces on the season for the sophomore out of Atlanta, Georgia. And she hits the net to give the Maroons their 4-point lead back. This is UChicago's 9th game this season against a ranked opponent. As mentioned earlier in this broadcast, they are 3-5 against top 25 opponents, but all 3 of those wins are against top 10 foes. Mishra, who's already gotten 3 points here in set 4, serving. Jackson, free ball over, not enough from Maringon. Into the middle, Chung running onto it, keep it going. Caden, flicked up by Jackson. John, too much. Talk about these 2 teams flipping liberos throughout this contest. We've seen a little bit of Kennedy Chung. We've seen a little bit of Claudia Barbarossa. And Mitchell McPartland told me last week they balance off each other very well, both on and off the court. Woodard, kept up by Mishra. She gets the return and is stuffed by McFarland. Her 7th block of the day, and chance of Juliana ring out from the Tartans bench. She's got 31 blocks in conference play this season. And unfortunately for her, commits a service error. Chicago will bring both their liberos out as Barbarossa takes a breather. Gabby Spelling come back in. Low, free ball over. Caden couldn't finish. Here's John. She earns the side out. Maringon couldn't keep it in. But you talk about the libero rotation for Chicago. 2 experienced players in Kennedy Chung, the junior, and Barbarossa, the senior. Mitchell McPartland told me last week that Kennedy brings more of the composed setting, whereas Claudia is a very fiery presence for this team. Both of which are needed in a season we're going to take on so many top-ranked opposition. You're going to go on runs where this season started off rough for the Maroons and has gotten better into conference play. You need that balance out of liberos to be able to keep momentum exactly where it needs to be. Chicago by 5 here early in set 4. John, kept up by Chung, one of those aforementioned liberos. Zamis flings it over. Near side, and Schlemmer got it to the floor. Bit of a delayed reaction from the senior captain, but she eventually gets the kill. Talk about leaders. Ann Bach told me earlier this week that Schlemmer has been a leader for this team since her freshman year. She leads by example as well. Mishra, with 2 hands, gets it up. Zamis. And Tumula couldn't receive it. You got to give credit to Zamis, who is at a very good day to kickstart this round robin 3. That is her 5th kill. Adelie Caton. High receive. The Maroons earn another ace. Their 4th of the afternoon. And the freshman has a say. Maroons have won the last 2 sets after losing set 1 by 11. Tumala sets. They went setter to setter there. No, excuse me. That's Herkenbother who tried for that kill. Tumala reversed it. Schlemmer kept it going. Miscommunication. Chicago gets the free ball opportunity. Maxwell sets. No touch. Point for Carnegie Mellon. Too much from Seeley. Gavros can serve again. Coach Bach told me earlier this week that she can serve the hardest on this team. Instead, try to finesse one into the back row, and it's finished by Zamis. Kill number 6 for the freshman. She is punctuating what has been a strong day for the Maroons middles. Barbarossa, not quite. Not quite on that serve. Tried to sneak it in the back row, had the right idea. Liz Schlemmer will serve. Barbarossa brought down to 2 knees to keep it going. Spiked home by Mishra. Her 4th kill of this set. She had the opening 3 points of this set with some of the hardest attacks that we've seen today. You wouldn't know that she missed her last game due to an injury, but she has recovered well this week, and she is showing up when the Maroons need her most. She's up to 10 kills this afternoon. Jin for McFarland's. Everything she touches turns to gold. Whether it's blocks or attacks, Juliana McFarland's tool shed just keeps expanding as this game goes on. That is her 9th kill. Carnegie Mellon's getting in their own way in this comeback effort, though. Mishra sends it to the back row. Gavros gets it going. McFarland denied by her partner number 6 in Chung. Gavros. Jin. Far side Herkenrother. Great defense by the Maroons on this rally. Spellings got it down. She earns another kill for Chicago. The middle tandem of Spellings and Zamis are ballooning this lead. And they're 2 underclassmen as well. Spellings as a sophomore, Zamis as a freshman. Both providing a big impact against a top 25 opponent. Set for John. Lobbed it over the double block, but the Maroons kept it going. Miscommunication. Free ball for Carnegie Mellon. And they get it to McFarland's. And the Maroons earn the point. McFarland got too handsy. Went up for it twice, and I believe hit the net on her 2nd attempt. These mental miscues are starting to add up for the Tartans. Mishra serving again. Good set by Jung. Caught everyone off guard. And Woodard earns the points. That breaks a big rally from UChicago and takes Tia Mishra off the service ace. Carnegie Mellon's trying to shuffle the deck with a couple of late substitutions here in this set. That's Logan Devereaux, who's going to come on in a matter of moments. Sophie Pan, the freshman middle blocker, just checked in, wearing number 1. Maroons by 7. Carnegie Mellon trying to rally. Mishra is just going to have to bump this over. Free ball opportunity. Jin sets. Woodard denied. Gabby Spelling says no. Just the 2nd block of the afternoon for the Maroons. Check that 3rd, but it comes at a very important time. Pan's first attack, and she gets her first kill. She did not play in the first 3 sets. A late rotation by Ann Bach into this 4th set. And someone who is a very efficient attacker earns her first point on her first attempt. Chung into the middle, Zamis got it over Gavros. She had to reach back to get that one. Gavros misanticipated how far back she could stretch, and she flung it right over the Tartans libero. Chicago 8 points from a top 25 win. It comes to John. Kept up by Kennedy Chung, one of the 2 liberos for Chicago. Caden got it through the block. A precious side out for the Maroons. Haley Maxwell can serve. One of this team's top servers came in at a 2nd on the team. Pam! That's a big side out for Carnegie Mellon. Well, you look at her counting metrics coming into today. She's 5th in the UAA in hitting percentage, hitting .290. Her teammate middle blocker in Kai Herkenrother is 3rd in the conference. So a lot of teams, she would be leading their respective units in hitting percentage. But her late shift is starting to quell the momentum for Chicago. Jown, who leads this team in aces this season. Bumped up by Mishra. Set for Zamis. Just palmed over. Work to the near side. Jackson, another side out for Carnegie Mellon. 12th kill of the afternoon for Jackson. Mitchell McPartland barking out some encouragement to his team. 5th-year head coach for the Maroons, who's in that maroon polo on the sidelines. High dig, finish by Schlemmer. And now Carnegie Mellon's got their most momentum here in set 4. The Maroons got off to a 4-0 run early in this set, and they've held the lead throughout. Mishra sweeps low. Maxwell tips. And another sign out for Carnegie Mellon. CMU is on a run. UChicago needs time. 4 consecutive points for the Tartans. They're not going down without a fight here on Flow College. (18-14) Maroons, but as of late, the Tartans are flipping momentum. The visitors, who won the first set by 11, have been reeling since, after 2 narrow losses in set 2 and set 3. Zamis, wide. UChicago won set 2 by 2 points and won set 3 by 3 points, and seemed to be cruising with the way set 4 started when they got off to a 4-0 advantage before Ann Bach asked for time. And now it's the Tartans with everything to play for here today. Dig in the middle by Caden. Zamis. That was Seeley, who gets the kill. Caroline Seeley got it through the net and down. And that is a big-time kill for Chicago to stop the Carnegie Mellon run. Gavros. Jackson. Continuation. Tumala sets to the near side. Schlemmer got it through. How cheeky was that from the senior captain? Saw the double block forming. Didn't go with power, went with precision. It is anybody's set. Libero to libero. Chung receives. Mishra couldn't get it down. Zoe Gavros, who Ann Bach told me earlier this week can have the hardest serves on the team. Maxwell sets. Mishra, stone cold stuff. McFarland's a woman possessed in front of the net today. She is a brick wall in front. Third solo block, 8th block overall for the Carnegie Mellon number 6. Fakes the kill, and Chicago gets the points. 20-18 Maroons. The Maroons are 5 points away, but Carnegie Mellon has the momentum. Service error by Barbarossa. We've seen 30 service errors between these two teams. A game that has been decided by these two teams passing, trying to get it around these key middles. Mishra gets the return and waiting on a decision. Nick Spano and Todd Roth are our line judges. We're going to come together and talk it over with Sinkby Robinson. Goes to Carnegie Mellon. And we're tied at 20 here at set 4. Bang, bang call. That's good refereeing by the two line judges to get together and talk it over with the head ref. Awkward first received by Caden. Seeley tried to make it work. Jackson kept it going. Back with Jackson. High up in the air. Mishra, we're still going. And Carnegie Mellon takes the lead. McFarland was in there. Not sure if there was a violation before she hit it, but Sinkby Robinson gives it to the Tartans. Melissa Jin continues to serve, trying to force a 5th set here today. Reverse set for Seeley. That got down. Back and forth we go. Sixth kill for the Clemson transfer. Hillary Chung subs back in to serve. It's a good one. Brought down the back row. Jackson. Barbarossa with an impeccable dig there. Back row kill by Kadon is denied. And a free ball over. Chung sets. Marangon kills. Chicago claims the lead in set 4. And Bach wants a timeout. She has one left, and she will get it. You do not want to flip your stream right now. 22-21. Chicago trying to wrap this up in 4. Carnegie Mellon trying to force a 5th and final set here on Flow College. Talita Maragon with an all-important kill for Chicago. Her team can continue to serve. As it stands, they're 3 points away from a top 25 victory. Number 25, Carnegie Mellon, trying to rally back and force a 5th set. Bella Woodard finds the corner. 7th kill of the afternoon for the senior, and she might not have a bigger one. Carnegie Mellon 19-6 on the season entering this round robin. 3-2 in conference play. Dia Mishra smokes it. And Chicago reclaims the lead. The Maroons 4-1 in conference play. Entered today tied with Emory, who beat Rochester earlier today on this very court. Mishra serving. Just too much. And we're squared up at 23. While Carnegie Mellon took the first set 25-14, these last 3 sets have all been decided by 3 points or fewer. And we're going to get the same story here in set 4. Barbarossa hits it vertically in the air. Spilling smacks it down. Match point Chicago. Can the Maroons finish it? Can the Tartans muster one more response to force a deuce? Spelling serves. High up for Woodard. She knocks us back up. Bella Woodard, big time for a big kill. And we've got a deuce here in set 4. Two of the top teams in the conference entering this round robin have shown up today. Nea Tumala will serve for the Tartans. Flick to the back row by Caden, the freshman. It's a free ball right back over after Toledo's kill attempt. John denied. Maringon and Zamis combine to snuff out the reigning attacker of the week. Maroons fans on their feet. Match point Chicago again. The freshman Ellie Maxwell. Dribbling again and again, has a rhythm. Fires to the back row. Long dig by Jackson. Seeley finishes it. A top 25 upset for UChicago. And they're right back to the top of the UAA standings. They come back and beat Carnegie Mellon 3-1 and advance to 5-1 in UAA conference play. And the Maroons will have the opportunity against Case Western Reserve on this court to wrap up at least a tie for first in the UAA's regular season and hold down one of the top spots in the UAA conference tournament. 25-14 Carnegie Mellon in set 1. And then all Maroons, 25-23 in set 2, 25-22 in set 3, and 26-24 in what might be the most close match that we've had today here at the round robin. The Maroons come out victorious. Carnegie Mellon drops to 19-7 on the season, 3-3 in conference play. UChicago to 11-10, and most importantly, 5-1 in conference play. The Maroons will continue their action here on Court 1 against Case Western Reserve, who is currently in action against NYU. The Violets lead set 4, 17-11 as it stands, but the Spartans lead the match 2-1. Carnegie Mellon will finish their day on the Aux Court against NYU. You can flip over to Flow College's Graham Dunwoody to give you the call. That match is currently scheduled for 2 o'clock, but it's already 1:47, so it'll be a slightly delayed start. And oh yeah, NYU's playing as well. UChicago gets the win, 3-1, claiming the last 3 sets in style to win it. Thank you so much for tuning in to this presentation of UAA Volleyball on Flow College.